Alright, I'm back. We got some Varietal Beer Company. This is called Dark Sun. It's an American Stout. Varietal is one of the breweries in my valley. This is out of Sunnyside, Washington. So it says an American Stout coming in at 5.5 ABV. I'm loving the black and red label. I mean, it's fairly simplistic, but I love how the red pops off the can. Very nice label. And let's crack it and see what we got here. I just got a standard kind of, I don't know if these have a name, these like can-shaped glasses. But I have a few of these. I like them. I think they're pretty cool. So let's take a sip. Let's see what we got here. Definitely looks dark. When I try to hold it up to the light, I don't see any light passing through. So it is opaque. We got about one finger of tan brown head. A little bit of like roast, like roasty, maybe dark coffee off the nose there, roasted malts. Really good. Really good. 5.5 isn't even a big stout, and it doesn't need to be. It's got a medium viscosity, kind of a medium weight, a little bit of a, just a little bit of a dry finish. It's not super dry. Big, bold roast, little bit of dark chocolate. Really easy. Maybe perhaps even like some dark bread or something. Really, really creamy. I like this. That's what I'm talking about. I need to get like an 8-pack of that shit. Okay, let's get into the shave. Today is a sample shave from Topher's. This is their charred oak bourbon scent. This little sample was sent to me by Carlos or Automobilos from the wet shaving community. He has his personal account, Shave on Gents on Instagram, and I'll be linking these below, as well as a group account called the Shave Migos. They just started their own Instagram account. So it's 3 wet shavers, Sully, Carlos, and Nikki. And maybe I'll just link all 3 of the guys, as well as Shave Migos. So anyways, Carlos sent me this sample, so that's what we're going to be using today. Charred oak bourbon from Topher's. Never used Topher's before. And then on my recommendation, a bunch of people bought vintage chick injectors this last week or two. And so I figured I would do, instead of a vintage injector shave, I'm going to do a modern injector shave. So I'm bust out the good old supply razor. It's got the 3-plate on it. And it looks like it's got a supply blade, injector blade loaded. Got my Lancaster Razor Works Bull right here in the black and red. Absolutely love the colorway on this one. It's part of my daily shaves. We got this creamy, got a nice sheen on it. Really easy lather to whip up. We got that nice curl that's folding over on itself. That soft serve ice cream look on my Whiskers custom right here. This bad boy was one of my earliest artisan brushes, one of my earliest customs that I ever got. And it's just black and metallic silver in this kind of short, squatty handle, very, very tiny handle. And it's got a Black Wolf synthetic knot on top, which is very, very plush, very, very soft tips. So let's go ahead and wipe the face and get right into this first impressions from Topher's. So Topher's is made in Canada. They didn't the website didn't like clearly list the ingredients. It listed ingredients in the form of like almost like the form of like conversation. Like it was like, we chose shea butter because of these qualities, and we chose, glycerin or whatever because of these qualities. And so they listed the ingredients, but it wasn't just like the cold hard facts, like black and white, here are the ingredients listed. But as far as I could tell, it was a, it was a vegan soap base. As far as I could tell, it was a vegan soap base. So, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe it is a vegan soap base. And a somewhat simplistic soap base. And one thing that jumped right out of me, well, actually, I'll talk about that in a second. But look at this lather. I mean, tight to damn near invisible bubbles. I mean, it looks dense. It looks creamy. It's got this nice shine to it. The lather looks great, in my opinion. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so it was $19.50 for 4 ounces of vegan soap. And right there in their description, like one of the first things, maybe one of the first sentences of their description of the soap and the scent, it says, "We're not big on shaving around here." And I'm thinking, probably not the best choice of words to say under your shaving soap product. But we're not shaving with the description, we're shaving with the soap. So we'll see how the soap performs, but looks like I made a killer lather today, and it wasn't hard at all to make. The ease of lathering, top tier. So just good looking lather, easy to whip up. So very happy about that. The scent on this one's probably around medium, maybe 5, maybe 6 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's not bold and banging, but it's close. It's close. So maybe it's banging, but it may not be bold enough. Anyways, the supply injector razor. Now this the supply injector has 3 different base plates with various levels of aggression, and I am using the 3 base plate, which is the most efficient offering. So 2 is medium, 1 is mild, and then 3 is the most efficient. So, and even 3, even the supply's most efficient plate, for me, I feel like 3, it just reaches medium efficiency. Overall, I think 2 is, just below medium. And 1 is, actually truthfully mild. But the most efficient plate, I think it's just about medium. There is very low level blade feel. Nothing menacing, nothing threatening. Just very low level blade feel, nothing to be worried about. Now, unlike vintage Schick injectors, even the ones with full metal construction, they are not as heavy as this tank. Size-wise, the supply injector is about the same size, give or take a little bit, as most vintage injectors. But the weight, this one made of full stainless steel construction, this one is a tank. It's a heavy razor, so definitely make sure you're utilizing a light touch. You're not putting any additional pressure that is definitely not necessary. These injector blades are sharp. They're comfortable. No need to apply any extra pressure to the razor. It's a really light pressure, light touch. So let's talk a little bit about the scent on Charred oak bourbon. So it has scent notes of bourbon, vanilla, caramel, charred oak barrel, all one scent note, cassis, and dark molasses. So reading those notes sounds gourmand AF. Sounds like it is definitely leaning gourmand, definitely leaning sweet, and that is exactly how it comes off to me. This one definitely reminds me of some sort of candy, some sort of, like a Tootsie Roll or something, like a Tootsie Roll. It's actually pretty damn close. It might not be spot on, but it's like, imagine a fucking Tootsie Roll just ramped up in scent strength, and that's pretty much what I'm getting. It smells kind of like a fucking Tootsie Roll. Sweet. There's not a lot rounding out the sweetness, like the charred oak barrel, not lending enough woodiness to take away from all that sweetness. The vanilla, the caramel, dark molasses. There is a good, unique sweetness there, kind of like a Tootsie Roll. But there's no hint of booze whatsoever. Not to my nose. There's no hint of booze. It's just, and there's really, maybe the cassis is putting a bit of a twang on the sweet notes, making it, smell a little bit artificial. Maybe that accord, the sweet notes along with the cassis is giving me that Tootsie Roll vibes. But I'm not getting just like straight cassis. It's not jumping out at me as a lone scent note. It's in there somewhere, but it's definitely not easy to solo pick it out. It's a good scent. But I think you would have to be a fan of sweet gourmand scents, because that's basically what this is. And I like it. It's up my alley. I love gourmand scents. I don't always like them super duper sweet, but this one ain't bad. It's not too much for me. Now, let's talk a little bit about the performance. For a simplistic soap base, and for a company that isn't into shaving that much, I think they made a pretty damn good soap base. $19.50 for 4 ounces, not too shabby, not too bad. I'm not complaining. Is the scent a little bit simplistic? Yeah, it is. It's not a cologne type scent or anything like that. Like, just kind of like a simplistic, maybe like a candle like fragrance, but I enjoy it. I think it smells good, and I think the soap is performing very well. So, all in all, 2 thumbs up for Tophers. I think the only downside is just saying we're not big on shaving around here. Like, well, like, why put that underneath a shaving product? Made it seem like if you gotta shave, then, you know, we got something for you. But I mean, we don't recommend it. You know, it's like, why even put it that way? Stand behind your product. You know, make something that you're proud of, and that's something that you can recommend. I don't know Topher's whole story. That's just my first impressions of doing research on this one product of theirs. Very nice. Has good slickness. Decent, average residual slickness. It's not like, it's nothing crazy, but it's there. You could get in a few swipes after the soap has been removed. No problem. Looks like I got a weeper right on the Adam's apple. Feels pretty smooth. I don't know if there was a blemish there or not. It's definitely not there anymore. Took the head right off that sucker. Nothing serious though. Very smooth shave. Absolutely cruise control, effortless. The supply did its job. Feels very close. The residual pretty much gone now on that side. A little bit there. Like I said, it has some residual. It's nothing to write home about, but there's some residual there. Probably shouldn't go over it, but I got that swirl right on the Adam's apple. If I want to get BBS, I gotta do that direction at least. Okay. We will call it right there. Let's go ahead and rinse off real quick, and we'll get into some post-shave. I don't have the matching post-shave for this product, nor do I know if they even have one. I wonder if they would put on there, you know, like, we're not big in the aftershaves here, but but if you gotta use one, you know, if you're hard up on using one of our aftershaves that we don't recommend, we got one for you. I wonder if it says something like that on their aftershave page. Anyways, but the soap, the shaving soap did really well. It did really well. If people asked about it, I would have no reservations saying, you know, go for it. It's a decent soap. It's a good soap. Razor got me to BBS. I did get that one nick, but that's no big deal. So, I don't have the matching aftershave, but I'm going with Murphy and McNeil's Old Sport. I think it's kinda in the same vein. I don't think Old Sport is as sweet as Charred Oak Bourbon. And I don't even know, other than vanilla, I don't know how many scent notes that they share. But I think, you know, it's not going to be an exact match, but it'll be a complementary fragrance. Excuse me. Okay, I'll get the rest of the lather that's taken refuge in my beard. I'll get that off camera. So, this is a look at the old aftershave bottle. They now have the frosted glass, or I guess some of them are frosted, some of them aren't, depending on the release. But the caps now have like faux leather, fake leather. Anyway, so Old Sport aftershave, Murphy and McNeil. Give it a good shake up. Hashtag the shake, like Melly Mel says. This one is an alcohol aftershave. But the cool thing about Murphy and McNeil's aftershave products is that they offer a little hair that got trapped in there. Industry standard restrictor. So Murphy and McNeil's aftershave products, they offer alcohol aftershaves or non-alcohol aftershaves, real menthol aftershaves, synthetic menthol aftershaves, or no menthol, obviously. So just really, really cool the way that they do that. Oh yeah, Old Sport is definitely a complimentary fragrance. It's different, but not that different. It's close. It's close. It's a drier scent. It's not as sweet. It's still sweet, but it's not as sweet as a charred oak bourbon. But regardless, that stuff smells good. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.